I mean, God damn it.
I hate it when that realization hits you that I'm the dummy.
It's me. It's me.
I usually
how does that song go? Hi, it's me. I'm the problem.
Is that a new
Taylor
song?
Swift.
I know it's Taylor Swift, but I don't listen to
I was gonna say I don't know what the fuck that is.
Okay, now I feel like it's too hot. There we go. Right there. Right there.
Too hot.
All right, number 3.
It's too hot. Yeah,
No, number 3.
that's me.
Oh, well, when I said 2, you were talking.
I don't know. That's all I got for you.
Andy. And let me
Yes.
call your names. Fuck that, because
Thank
y'all are
you.
out here fucking
Say-
around. Rude. Do it again.
Hello.
Yeah, because your mic normally comes in pretty quiet because you are
I'm quiet.
soft-voiced. Soft-voiced.
So I'm gonna start using that. I like it.
Angela.
She's light skinned and
And
soft-voiced.
I feel like I'm super hot, but mind you, I'm super close too.
I think a lot of people would agree that you're super hot.
Oh yeah. Look at my best friend. Thank you. Oh, I didn't put my tongue on this motherfucker.
I bet you did.
Man, I don't know which one of y'all done had this last one. It's mine now.
Like the last person that was like, oh.
That reminds me at the concert when you turned around and start drinking, and I was like, started rubbing it, your water, because you were staring Tony in the face whenever you're drinking it, and you turned around and did it to me, and I just started rubbing it.
Because I was like, I'm gonna drink this. Was that before or after? I was like, I'm gonna drink this while making eye contact with
No,
you.
that was yeah.
Right
Right you
there.
did that. I was like, okay.
And she was making eye contact with me, and I was like, oh, now I feel weird. I started this, but she's not backing down. She's right there, just like,
she done pulled
oh.
up the challenge. She's
Yeah.
like, oh shit. You're like, uh-oh, I didn't. Have we decided what we're going to talk about?
We're gonna talk about the concert.
Yes. Concert. Are you writing this down?
Yep.
Okay. So,
I'm just writing the order
Oh,
in which
that's
they came
right.
in. 'Cause
Okay.
I think after we talk about each one, it'll take care of itself what we
Okay.
have to say about it. And shit, my phone is over there recording with my notes on it.
oh.
So it's okay.
All right. It's all good. All right. Yo's ready?
I'm ready.
I believe us hoes is ready.
It sounds so good when you keep your face close to the mic, please, because
Yes, ma'am.
you're really good for coming back here and then
Because I don't want to breathe in it.
I get it, and I did it, and I told you that I did. And now why my nose is trying to be stuffy? The fuck?
Oh, you should blow your nose in the mic. Yes, do that. You already licked it.
You're
I'm
too
such
far
a juvenile.
You're too far from the mic. I need you to get closer.
Oh damn! Oh my damn!
Okay. That doesn't help though, because the snot is not in my. It's not in my nose. It's in my
In your sinuses.
my sinuses. Yeah. Oh. So sorry about that.
Oh, good lord!
I'm trying to get it together. Yeah. Okay.
She's cracking into it there.
That's it. Snapping to a Slim Jim. Okay. All right. You guys ready?
Hose is ready.
Oh shit! Here it goes again. Hello and welcome back, bitches.
Hey!
What is
Oh
up?
my god, we are finally fucking coming to you live. It's
Right.
been 3 weeks.
Okay.
3
By
lazy
live,
weeks.
we mean pre-recorded, but not at a cabin.
Yeah. We're no longer at a cabin.
Damn.
We are back to life, back to reality.
We back to being city folk.
And I kind of regret it.
Yeah.
All
I was
right.
gonna say it is what it is.
Not a
but
fan.
I am your host, Toni.
I'm Angie.
And I'm Andy.
And we are Multiple Gab Wounds. So look, let's get into what we did last weekend, because that was like a bucket list item for me, and I had so much fun, and I had not been out like that in a while. And I want to first and foremost give a huge shout out to my girl Andy for making one of my bucket list dreams come true.
Yes,
Thank you,
indeed.
Andy. I love you so
my pleasure.
much.
It's my pleasure.
And I'm not gonna block your blessings, girl. I was gonna block your blessings, but then you told me otherwise, and I said, you know what? Let the Lord work.
And
That's right.
And she told you in no uncertain terms to just back the fuck down.
She was like, if you don't let me get this blessing, bitch. I said, okay. Well, the Lord has spoken. So thank you so much, Andy, for making my bucket list dream come true. Andy, can you tell us what we did last week?
We attended the New Edition Legacy concert.
Candy girl, you are my world. You're everything. You're everything. You're everything to me. I have been a huge fan of New Edition literally since I was 10.
You want to tell them what year that is so they'll know how old we are?
Bitch, no. You niggas don't need to know. Just know that if it was their 40-year fucking anniversary.
Right.
And we remember Candy Girl coming out.
Thank you.
Ooh.
And I had to choose a favorite. I had to choose which one I was in love with, Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, or Mike.
Right.
Before Johnny came in. So I had to choose which one of them I was in love with, and I chose Ronnie.
I did too. I mean, I did love me some Ralph because he was just the cutest, but I just was always drawn to Ronnie. I don't know why.
Which one were you drawn to, Andy?
I love Ricky.
Ricky, really?
I love Ricky.
I
then
think
Mike.
she's really cute.
I like
though.
Ricky and Mike.
Really?
Yes.
Is it now? Do you like Ricky and Mike because of New Edition or because of BBD?
It was New Edition first.
It was New Edition first.
The icing on the cake was, of course, BBD. But
They were so interesting because they were, little square, round-headed motherfuckers as far as I was
But
concerned.
I go for the different ones usually.
You know what? You really did with them too. Because let me tell you something.
but hey, listen, I'm not gonna lie. Ronnie, puberty didn't do great things.
No, right? Okay,
he was a little wide-eyed. His eyes were too far apart.
Because he did. But see, you know what? I think that's why part of the reason why I liked him, because he had that alien look about him, like that big-headed,
weird cute. I like that.
Which But I was like, dang, none of them is really hitting, but I'm going to go ahead and take this alien looking one in the middle.
This tall alien one.
This tall alien one who has the Jerry curl, because everybody else was cut
over everybody else.
Everybody else was cut short except him. He had the Jerry curl, if I remember. Now I got to come look that shit up.
Right.
And I had the Candy Girl album. Didn't have
the cassette.
No, I had the whole album, girl. I had the wax edition. That's how old my ass is. Okay, had a whole wax edition, and it was so interesting because I was overseas when. Okay, my nose is starting to talk. Can somebody talk, please?
Okay, because she was overseas.
Yeah.
My assumption with being overseas is that she was in England. Where she grew up.
Right.
Well, a lot of her formative years were in England.
Yes, we're in England. So yeah, I was in England when New Edition came out. So being an Air Force brat, somebody would come out, you'd have a new artist come out and make it big in the US, but they had to be really, really big in order for it to even come over to England.
Right.
So when New Edition came to England, that's the picture. That's the one. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so Ricky had a little bit. No, Ricky didn't have no curl. Not like fucking Ronnie did. Ronnie was the only one rocking the Jerry curl.
It wasn't a long Jerry curl, but it was.
No, but it was a Jerry curl nonetheless.
He had them sporting waves in there doing something.
Sporting waves. When they finally came, there was a show that we used to have overseas, and it was like Casey Kasem's Countdown, and it was on the radio. It was on
damn world.
Casey Kasem, right? God, I'm telling my fucking age right now. But on Casey Kasem's Countdown, they would do like the top 40 or something in the United States, and that was the only way that I was able to really kind of keep up with the music that was happening in the U.S. And so when New Edition came on, I was like, oh, what is this?
Right.
And I'm like, okay. And then we also had an Armed Forces Network, which was the television station.
Right.
So I know you're familiar with this.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So we had Armed Forces Network, and on the Armed Forces Network, every Saturday morning after the cartoons, then we would get, was it Dick Clark? It was a music program.
I think it was Dick Clark.
I was going to say, it
probably was.
Yeah, it feels like American Bandstand or something like that. Or no, in England it was Top of the Pops.
But yeah, Top of the Pops.
Top of the Pops. And so that was where I could also hear like some of the newest music that was coming out. But usually that was British music because Top of the Pops is an English show. So yes, I remember just falling deeply in love with Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike. And if I love the girl, who care who you like? Okay, so that was kind of my first introduction to them. And then coming back to the United States and realizing that they had still kind of kept going, and then getting into Any Heartbreak and BBD and then all of their little offshoots, all of their little solo projects. Ralph with Sensitivity, and
that's the only one we can name, ain't it?
I had the album. I know that much.
I'm not knocking him. I wanted that to work for him.
Because y'all,
I didn't love that song,
these two, y'all didn't like it. I liked it. No, both of you were just so against it. What was it? What was it about that song that makes you say no?
Okay, well, you talk about Keith Sweat whining.
Okay, I fucking hate Keith Sweat.
In that song, Ralph just, I'm like, need a man with sensitivity.
The tune just sounds kind of off to me too.
Right.
Sensitivity.
Yes.
It just sounds kind of.
That's kind of why I like it.
Yeah, I don't.
But you're not having it.
It didn't appeal to my brain.
Oh, okay. I liked it for that reason. It was just basically kind of different. It was a very smooth song to me.
Also, I don't like people telling me what to do. Don't tell me what I need.
Don't tell me what I need.
I don't need a man to give me money, bitch. You don't know. You don't know my life. Shit.
And then Bobby Brown, Don't Be Cruel, My Prerogative. Bobby Brown, let's pray for Bobby Brown. He has led a very hard life since that time.
I'm glad you brought that up because with all the shows that Angela and I go to, all the old school shows, and I want to say I'm glad that you came to this one. I really am.
I am too.
We see, especially on TikTok, a lot of people making fun of like Genuine, and I've saw a lot of videos of Bobby. And people saying he can't, he has to go off stage because he's tired. Y'all, we are fucking old.
We are.
Okay.
Coming up them stairs is a son of a bitch.
Listen.
My knee be out here just with water all over it.
Like we can't give them we can't give them a break because they're celebrities.
Right.
And he, like you said, he's lived such a fucking hard life.
Right.
I mean,
and just health wise also, not just, with all the loss, but health wise, he's not healthy. You know, and it's not due because he just doesn't want to be. He's got medical problems.
Right.
But he's still out here trying to give us the show
Absolutely.
that we want.
Absolutely.
And I guess maybe we are a lot more empathetic about it because we're old and we can feel our mortality looming upon us.
Because we know we couldn't do it. I wish somebody would ask me to get on a stage.
And you know what? You're saying that, but I absolutely thought about that just the other day. Like literally I thought to myself, these when niggas were out here like straight up dancing and jumping and popping and barely, sweating a little bit because we saw Johnny up there sweating like a motherfucker. I was like, either that nigga coked out or he is like he didn't get in the gym before this shit happened.
I think because when we saw it when it was just him, that nigga was sweating.
Yeah, he was sweating like a motherfucker. So, but the point being is that I know I personally would just get on the stage and the heat from the lights would make me get to sweating. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'd be like, oh Lord, why is it so fucking hot in this motherfucker? Ooh, shit. and too would be taking off my shirt. And the fact that they kept those leather jackets on,
Listen.
Right.
and those leather pants on, and the jacket, and they were dancing, and Mike and Bobby were barely breaking sweats. I was like, come on, y'all niggas. And
Right.
so yes, I'm coming up the
Wait,
stairs.
Mike and who? Because Bobby wasn't there.
No, Ricky. Sorry,
Ricky, there
that's
you
what
go.
I meant. Mike and Ricky, and fucking Ronnie for that matter.
Ronnie, look, it's just effortless. It looks effortless.
It
with him.
does. And it's like they've been doing it for so long that
They
they
have.
could literally do it in their sleep.
Right.
You know, they've been doing this for 40 fucking years.
The same exact dances. That's
The
why it's
same moves.
They look so good.
And I didn't look at it and say, those niggas are doing the same dances. I said, oh, those niggas are doing the same dances.
Yes, 'cause that's
I'm
what
saying?
we're here for.
And those are the ones that we learned when we were in
Yep.
high school.
Right.
And we were less in high school, junior high school. We
Exactly.
learned those songs and we learned those dances, and they're still doing them. And it wasn't disappointing to see. It wasn't like there was a bunch of old niggas up there and it was like, oh Lord, it wasn't like Casey and JoJo and shit where you like, oh Lord, yeah.
They
Wait a
actually
minute.
did pretty good
They
when
did
we saw
great.
them. They did pretty
Okay,
damn
let me
good.
be quiet because all I saw was clips.
They did great.
We were hoping that they wouldn't do what we saw in the clips. We were like, oh God, please don't let
But
this
they
happen.
were like, did they get their ooh yeah?
They
And
did.
They were
And
okay.
it- and
all
it-
right.
And it sounded great.
It
And
really did.
Okay, cool. So for me, that's why this was a bucket list item, because I'd always loved them. They've been in my life forever. Fortunately, every one of them is still here.
Yes.
They're working it out. They're still touring. If they come again, I will definitely go see them for sure. So please invite me to that one as well. But not if it's Key Sweat though. I don't know what to tell you. I've never been a Key Sweat
We
fan.
don't talk about this.
Okay, let's
start
start
in
from the
order.
Let's
Let's
start
start
from the
from
beginning.
the beginning of the show. Okay.
Because we didn't talk about going into it that Tank would be opening. Like
And I just want to say before we even start this, here's how awesome Andy is. We didn't just have tickets; we have VIP.
Yes,
Tickets.
sitting on the goddamn stage practically.
Girl, walking past this long line of people trying to get in, we just walked
We
right on
did.
in,
We
got
did.
our little swag
So
bag.
when we walked up to the venue, I saw this huge line of people, and I thought that those were I was like, God damn, everybody got VIP
Right.
tickets. And so I walked up to one of the ladies in the line, and you two had like kind of skirted off and were going towards the building, but I'm walking towards the line. And I went to the lady in the line. I said, is this the line for the VIP? And she was like, we are very important people, but no, she said, we are VIPs, but like the ones who bought the VIP tickets, it's them over there. I said, oh, and then I heard you two going, hey, Toni, over here, VIP, over here. And I turned around and I said, oh, bet. So I looked at the lady and I said, all of you are very important people, but we have to go. Bye. Deuces, bitches.
You're not as important as
But you're not
we
as
are.
important as us. Thank
But
you.
enjoy your little concert, your little seats.
Yeah, enjoy your little concert. I was gonna say, so it started off with Tank, which he is absolutely one of my favorites. I have his last two albums, Sex Money and what is it? Sex Money. And
Girl, you have his last
She
two
said,
albums.
bitch, you got the album. Hold on, let me pull my Amazon up right quick because it's on here. But I've got his last two albums, every little single that he comes out with, his When We Fuck album or his When We Fuck single. That was one of my. Are you guys fans of Tank at all?
Oh yeah.
I mean, I
Yeah.
like him, but I don't listen to him all the time. But,
Oh, I
yeah.
do. He is.
I have certain songs on my sexy slow jam
Yes,
playlist.
he is on my regular rotation. But I think I became a real fan of Tanks when a few years ago there were videos circulating of him performing at Gay Pride.
Oh, really?
I remember you telling me about
Yeah.
that. And actually, I thought about that when we were watching him.
Yeah, I did too. I thought about that for a second, but I became a real fan because I was always with, okay, it is what it is, and it's just,
Right.
he's Tank, he's part of TGN or TG, whatever, TGT, whatever that
TGT,
was.
yeah.
Yeah. And
What the fuck is a TGT?
It's Tank, Genuine, and Tyrese.
yes.
Oh.
Yeah, they had a
learn
band.
some new
You
shit
didn't
every
know
day.
that?
I
was
sure
really
didn't.
expected
They about to
too.
drop something else.
Yeah.
Are they
Yeah.
really? Oh, okay.
Because they keep having a hard time getting together because
Tyrese is
they're
crazy.
yeah, somebody get to acting a fool.
Because they're so busy. But
because each of them get to act in a fool.
Yeah.
But
Tyrese, stay out.
yeah, Anywho, but cancel before we get started. So
Love you, Tyrese.
Tyrese know he act a fool.
and he know he fine too. Okay, probably.
That's why he can act a fool like that, because he
Right.
know he fine.
Probably got that little booger sugar. But anywho, but yes, when I saw those videos circulating of Tank dancing at gay pride and literally like taking off his shirt and wooing the fellas, I said, that is security. And
Yep.
I love that
Yes.
shit. Like, you are a straight guy. You are out here dicking women down left and right. But when it comes to that R&B money, you gonna get it from wherever it's coming from.
And you're going to give a full show to
and gave a full ass show because gay folks pay. Gay folks usually have money. We're gay white people, let's say. Let's be real about that. But gay white folks normally have money. But the fact is that gay folks will support the fuck out of you and your endeavors, and they love you. And when entertainers come, and entertainers like Tank, who is known for dropping panty music, they're like, you can drop my panties too, nigga. And he said, you know what, drop them drawers, nigga. He was like, look at this chest, I'm gonna give you this full belly roll, bitch. And
you can try to resist it if you want to, because I did. I tried.
But he is, and that's his thing. That's his signature. Everybody knows it. When everybody's like, get that shirt off, nigga. I don't even know why you came on this motherfucker with the shirt on still. You should have been out here half naked when you fucking came up with and unzip the pants. You don't have to take them off. Just unzip them a little bit.
Right.
Let us see the hair right above the line.
Right.
You know?
A little happy trail.
Yeah.
It's funny because it's true.
It's like, let us see that happy trail, my nigga. And he did not disappoint. He did his When We Fuck. He did That's What You Get When You Fucking With Me. That's one of my favorite songs by his.
And I don't usually stand up during slow songs. Girl, I'm standing up there just
barely rolling, be like, that's
he's
what you
singing
get
to
when
me.
you fuck. Yes, get over here, Tank. And he did. He went to one side of the stage, went to the other side of the stage, and I was disgusted that it was only 30 minutes. Disgusted, because I'm like, nigga, you got so many good songs. He played Birthday, which I thought was cool. Yeah, it's your birthday in here tonight. And I was like, yeah, it's my birthday. It's not, but it is.
My birthday is whenever you want it to be, Tank.
Exactly. So yeah, I was thrilled to see him, and I had forgotten that he was going to be on the show. So when he was first up, I was like, yes. Started off the show good. Then
and then Guy was next.
And then Guy was
Andy's
next.
favorite.
Yeah, my favorite.
Yes, talk about it, Andy.
Gosh, what?
I'm gonna cut that pause right out of this motherfucker.
Thank you. I've loved Guy. Well, no, I love Teddy Riley. Since way back.
Yes, because you talk a lot of when you talk about Guy, you don't ever talk about Guy. You really talk about
care
Teddy
about
Riley.
Aaron and Damian Hall.
Right.
But they were the soundtrack to my growing up, and
absolutely.
so Guy, yes, has a special place in my heart. But there's something about Teddy Riley and his creativity. It's
and
same.
the fact that he creted a whole genre.
Absolutely,
you know what I'm saying?
and
New Jack
responsible
Swing
for
is
so
his
many
shit.
songs. No, it was I was fantastic. All the songs I wanted to hear. They, Let's Chill. Was really happy that Teddy came back on stage more. But it was cool to see Damien and Aaron both in the audience come out after the performances and stuff.
They were out there in full force, honey.
Because afterwards, and Damien said hi and asked us if we liked the show, and thought that was sweet. Do you remember that?
Yes. Well, he did that to like a lot of people.
Well, he was leaning on the bar and he looked directly at
we
us.
were like, hi, and he's like, hi.
Oh, that's right, he did. I don't know what the fuck was I doing.
Probably
I think I
talking
was
to
just
people
walk-
behind you.
Well, then there's that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because we had people that we hadn't seen in years that just happened to sit right behind us.
I know. When I turned around and I recognized her immediately. I was like, Stormy, bitch.
You're gonna cut that annoying out.
No, I'm sure not.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna talk about her. I mean, there's nothing bad to talk about. It was it was Stormy. She was at the thing.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I don't know. Is she like in witness protection? I don't know. I'll ask her.
No, Guy was fantastic. I love the moves.
Really were.
I have to admit that I spent most of my time looking at Teddy and watching Teddy.
I did too.
Yeah.
To be
'Cause
honest with you.
There's only so much ab rolling I could see from Damien.
I know. I'm
And
like,
so,
Damien,
I-
come on.
You know, I love them both. They each one brings so much to Guy and what Guy is. I mean, you couldn't have Guy without one of them.
Right.
But
that's true.
Teddy he just totally had my attention, especially watching him perform on his keyboard. I love that.
You mean you didn't want to keep watching Aaron with his shirt off, walking around?
No.
Looking like little
burnt chicken.
burnt cats, right?
burnt roasted chicken.
Bless Aaron. He had,
He's trying.
the
but I'm
last
just
time he
saying.
came through, he had a little attitude. So
really did.
he was just upset.
Which one, Aaron?
Aaron.
Yeah.
Why?
Because he took his shirt off and was like, "This is what I can do at 50. Look at this," and no one was impressed.
Oh.
and
So he
got
kind of threw a tantrum
feelings
and left
about
the
it.
stage. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's what you get. don't be a dick. Don't sit up there and do all of that shit. Nobody.
Wasn't
we
he
don't give
doing
a
like
fuck.
push-ups or some shit?
I
like
don't
that?
even
Something.
remember
But
now.
all of them were in great shape. I'm
were.
saying all
They
of
were,
them, like all of them.
Yes.
Yes.
Guy
Oh,
was
Guy
in great
was, yeah.
shape.
Absolutely.
Yes, they
And
look
they
good.
sound good, and it's just, and I don't know why Teddy Riley refuses to age.
I don't know either.
Not
see
one fucking iota.
The only thing is that he's got gray in his beard.
But other than that, he still looks
the
like the
same.
very
It's
same
still
person.
sexy.
Yes.
Yep.
As opposed to Damon and I'm saying Damien. Damien. I only have to read their names. Damien and Edward. Like Edward. Aaron. Obviously not the huge. I am a huge Guy fan of their music, but I
Right.
don't dig into them like that.
Gotcha.
But I barely recognize them to a degree.
No, likewise.
Yeah. To
a
likewise.
degree.
Because when they put the old picture up, I was like, now which one is Damon?
Right. Angie and I were like, which one? It's no, that's Damien.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at the pictures right now on Wiki, and I'm like, oh yeah, okay, that was him. Okay, I see the beard resemblance, and I see the resemblance of Aaron. But had no idea that they were that small. Okay, so not Damien. Damien is tall. Damien
He
is
is tall.
about a good 6 something.
And he's kind of beefy. He's got a
Yes.
little bit of
and he was nice and buff. I like
Right.
that. And then Aaron, I was like, oh, you tiny.
a little guy.
I think I can beat your ass.
If it came right down to it, I could take you.
I think I could take you out. I don't know, but all of them out there looking like burnt cats. But nonetheless, you know how like little kids. Okay, this is gonna be a terrible thing to say. They're not. I'm saying burnt cats. That's
what
an
people
insult.
yeah,
That's an insult. I'm not meaning to insult them because they put on a fantastic show, and again, they did something that we absolutely could not do.
Right.
What I thought about though, when they both took their shirts off, and Teddy's the only one that did not. Teddy was like, "I know my lane. I'm gonna play this. I'm play this motherfucking synthesizer and call it a day." But when they took their shirts off, it reminded me of like little 6 or 7 year old black boys who are playing out in the
Yes,
street,
girl.
and they take their shirts off,
Yes.
and they're little bird chested, and they're
especially Aaron. That's what I thought of.
and I
yeah.
was like, y'all are
It's
just
cute.
grown up boys.
Yeah.
Like y'all look like grown up little boys.
I don't know how secure I'd feel doing that after Tank just did it.
Listen.
Because Tank be out here, Tank be working out. Tank
Okay.
was out here like, what you about to do is catch these ripples, bitch. What you
Right,
about
you
to
can
do
see
is
all the biceps and all the
Yes.
8-pack.
You are
He had
gonna
a lot of
come
packs.
get this. You about to come drink this champagne up out these ridges on my body. Brrr. Let me wash your clothes. Because that is a washboard stomach if I ever saw it.
Well, bless their hearts for having that kind of security to do it. I mean, you know,
and
I
you know
mean,
somebody who you can pay to cook for you and shit.
right?
That's
Absolutely.
some other story, but
They ended their set, wasn't it, with Rump Shaker?
they
Yes.
did.
And so that, you know, and that is not a Guy song, but I was like, yes, thank you, Teddy, for doing that.
Yes, because
absolutely.
he was like, "That's my song."
right.
bro.
That's
I was
right.
sore for 2 days
Yes.
trying to get my rump shaker on.
You know what? Maybe
No, I
that
don't have
was
as
the
much rump
reason-
as I used to.
Maybe that was the reason why I was like, "Oh, my legs is hurting."
Girl, my hips was mad.
Were they?
Big mad.
Okay, I forgot all about that. I forgot all about being old and what that feels like 2 days. Not the next day. Next day you might be a little good.
Exactly.
It's the day after that where you're like,
Exactly.
I'm dying.
Just going down the stairs and you're like, what the hell? What happened?
Who put fire in my limbs? Cayenne pepper.
But see, didn't both of y'all take something before we went?
We absolutely.
I had BC powder.
I so did. I was like, I'm not fucking with you people today.
Yep.
I'm about to swerve these hips. I'm about to do this shit. Okay, I ain't done it in a good 6 weeks or so. So let me try it.
And when we got back to the Airbnb, I took some more ibuprofen.
And I one of the things that annoyed me a little bit is the fact that they only played little bits of the song. They didn't even play the whole song. They play like a minute of the song and keep going. But the fact that they were just like, so they had a whole half hour. Their set was about a half hour,
right?
And it's like they filled it with every
Everything.
song
Right.
that they had, and they
Right.
only played 1 minute of each
Right.
song. You know what I mean?
They were trying to give the crowd what they wanted, but they are also trying to stay respectful of their time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
They did a good job.
Yeah,
They
they
did.
did a good job.
They hit everything.
as
It was
opposed to the nigga who came after them.
See,
Listen.
look. Okay, first I want to say that while I am looking forward to Teddy coming back, and I'm staying on websites looking for the tickets and stuff, I let myself just go through that whole set because I love him so much. I wanted to dance and everything because I knew Keith was next.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Keith Sweat, I love you. Angie and I've seen you so many times now that I don't need to stand up. I'm not in the front rows or anything, the very front rows. So I don't need to do that. I don't feel obligated to do that. So I sat down for most of it.
You did.
But I needed that rest after God.
Right.
My body was like, okay, you need to sit down because New Edition's going to come up after that, and you're going to need your energy again. So
Because we not young as like
No.
we used to be, but we nonetheless still had a good time.
and you left the room during Keith.
Twice.
like literally, because she's like, "Well, I'm gonna go pee," and I'm thinking, "Oh, that's funny." She got up and just left, and I was like, as soon as he started singing, she was like, "And I'm out." And I was like, "Really?"
I watched for a minute. I watched him say that he wasn't an alcoholic. Which that was hilarious. He was like, I don't be slurring my words. I was like, okay. I mean, I don't know, but see, that's a running joke because
Yes, it
so
is.
in case you hadn't gathered, I'm not a Keith Sweat fan. But I recognize his music and his songs, and I really appreciated when he did what Teddy did when he was like, you didn't know I was behind the song, but these are I wrote
Right,
these songs,
right,
or
right.
whatever. And I was like, oh, okay. So, and I thought that was cool. So I was like, yes, I do recognize that song. Had no idea you had anything to do with it. But yeah, Keith Sweat is like from day one, the first moment that I heard him, I can't say that I've ever been a fan. As a matter of fact, his voice is a little annoying to me.
Yeah, that's why you had your fingers in your ears.
Is that
Okay, wait, no.
Y'all, I have
okay.
a picture of that, and it's gonna just go to Instagram. It'll be on Instagram. I promise you. I literally right now I'm getting ready to look up that picture.
She's good, but she putting that fucking pulled that goddamn Canva up. She's like, nope, bitch, you about to get this work. Now, I had my fingers in my ears because at that juncture, it was like the timbre had gotten higher, that begging timbre that Keith Sweat likes to do that. You can help me so my love. I don't like that shit. And more so, it's hard on your ears. So I was like, okay, I'm having a hard time because my ears were literally not ringing, but it's like they were. It's like zzz, it's like they were buzzing.
Right.
So I said, okay, and that's why I asked you, do you have any tissue? Because I'm about to
Because
make
I'm
me
like,
some
do you
ear-
need to blow your nose? You got a hawk a loogie? What's happening?
I'm about to make me some earplugs, and I did. And so the first time I went to the bathroom, legit, and then I came back and realized, okay, I can't continue to listen to this, and it's not. And it's again not because I didn't like the music. I'm not a fan of the man, but that ain't got shit to do with nothing. It just the sound was driving me bonkers. So I left again to go make earplugs. I was perfect after that. I left them in for New Edition.
You did?
Yes,
Oh,
they
okay.
were in the whole time.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So
So
it's
Keith
not-
Sweat was just the catalyst.
I think Angie and I have just built up a tolerance.
I think so too.
Cause again, he is another soundtrack of my informative years. So it's so sentimental. Like I have just really fond memories of that time of my life. So that's why I enjoy listening to his music.
Nope, I absolutely get it because I love my 90s nostalgia. Teddy Riley, born in 1967.
He looks freaking amazing, dude.
1967. And
55 years old.
Yes,
Wow.
because we went through. Remember when they went through. If you were born in the 70s,
Right.
and oh no, they started with the 60s. I was
They
like,
did.
who the fuck is here from the 60s?
Teddy was like, me?
Bitch,
And I was like, I didn't know you was born in the 60s.
60s, right? Exactly. Up here looking younger than us. I'm like, go fucking Teddy. So, and then who's from the 70s, and of course we out yelled everybody.
Everybody.
And we were like, of course, ain't nothing here. Come to find out, my boss, she was at the show.
Oh, really?
My doctor, she was at the show.
Wow. Okay.
I just thought that was hilarious. I was like, you bitches are my age.
We can't take you anywhere because you know everybody.
Yeah, that was
right?
hilarious. Yes, because ran across an ex coworker. I was like, "Hi, get the fuck away from me! Stay on back."
We could
bitch."
tell by just your whole persona is like, nah, she didn't care for that.
No,
woman.
I
Yeah.
sure didn't. I didn't, and told y'all right afterwards. I didn't like her.
Your
I
body.
wasn't-
See, my face may say everything, but a lot of times your body language really just
I
speaks
wasn't-
volumes.
Yeah, and it was interesting because she called my name. She was like, "Hey," she was like, and she called my government name, and
She
I
sure
was,
did.
And I
She sure
looked, I said,
did.
"Who the fuck calling me by my government name out this motherfucker?" And I turned and I looked and I saw it was her, and I recognized her face, but I couldn't recall her name. Again, I don't be like retaining information about
Right.
shit I don't like, but nonetheless.
But when you hear your government name called all loud,
Thank you. And I was like, who the fuck? And I looked at her and was like, oh, hey, how you doing? And she was like, you remember me? Oh, shit. I got to cut that out. But she, she was like, I'm so-and-so. And I was like, yeah, nice to see you. Take care. Like, don't, I wasn't going to come over to get your number. I don't want none of that shit. And then as I'm turning to walk off, and they were like, what'd y'all say? Something like, you know her, or something like that. And I was like, yeah, somebody I used to work with. I never liked that bitch.
and we already knew. We could tell by the interaction.
I was like, walk faster, get inside before she turned around and come back.
Unlike the interaction when
I
was
saw
behind
the
us,
other
and
girl
we're
at
like,
the.
"Ah!"
Oh yeah, that's right. That two people I know at that particular concert. Yes,
Every time we go somewhere, though, it's like when we went to see New Jack City.
Yes.
Didn't you run into
Yep.
someone
I sure
you knew?
did. I was
Yeah.
like, hey, that was good to see. She was like, you up here looking like Rhythm Nation. I said, yeah, girl.
You were though.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah, I was encouraged by
She
it.
was rocking the Ivy Park.
I was once again all the time, every day. So
Getting back to Keith.
What else do you like about the Keith? Yes, I was going there.
You know, I love that we finally got to hear "I Want Her" because I know Angie has been wanting to hear that for years. I think this is the fourth or fifth time we've seen him, and every single time we have not had that on his set list.
We've gotten close once where they actually put it up on the screen. He threatened to go longer than his allotted time, and we're like, all right, we're gonna hear it. And it was like right before he did it, he's like, no, I gotta go or something. And it was very
Why
Abrupt.
Yeah, it was.
It was abrupt
Why would he not do that song? That's his
because he
that's
has
his
so many
signature
though.
song.
And
It's-
then the other two times we saw him, he didn't do it, and I was like, so I just can't hear this.
Yeah,
Song.
like he's like not in public, you know.
I guess not. I just listened to it on title
Yeah,
and
there
just be
you go.
like, okay, one day I'll hear it in person. So I finally got to hear it.
Make
Good.
It Last Forever is every single time for sure.
Yeah.
every
single
single time.
time.
Yeah.
That's one of his.
Because everybody and all kinds of babies were made to that motherfucker.
And Twisted.
Twisted,
Always.
yes, absolutely.
Twisted. How does Twisted go?
Twisted over you.
No, I guess not.
Oh, you want it.
Oh, is that what it's called? Okay, yeah, there.
Twisted
See that part I know. You know you want that, but I didn't know the song was called Twisted. Embarrassed. Look at apparently that is how much of a fan I am not.
No, he was good, and it was. I mean, he got the crowd. I mean, you know, I was watching from the very beginning how many people were in the seats to when we got right before New Edition, and it was huge difference. So by the time, like I know you said, you didn't see as much people like up and excited and all
this
that kind
was
of stuff.
this was it was interesting
Like
to me.
subdued.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you also got to remember, don't discount how many Bobby Brown fans are there. And so
Right.
with him not being there, that might have something to do with it.
Absolutely.
By the way, Bobby Brown wasn't, they said he was sick. He wasn't feeling well, so he wasn't.
Yeah, he
there.
wasn't
missed-
at the show.
And he issued an apology. He also wasn't at the Houston one.
Okay.
So, I'm hoping, shout out to Bobby. Hopefully
Yeah.
he's going to be okay. I mean, I know he wants to rejoin them. So,
And I would love for him to.
yeah.
And didn't Keith Sweat seem a little salty, though?
He did.
That he wasn't headlining?
Absolutely. I knew he'd bring that up.
I know, right?
And he absolutely said it. He said, honestly, if it wasn't for that, it was their 40-year anniversary.
Right.
He was like, I had to do it because, they're my boys and we're close personal friends. And, it is their 40th anniversary.
Right.
But that's the only reason that
Right.
I'm not headlining this motherfucker.
like-
I was like, trust me, if you were headlining it, I wouldn't be here. I sure wouldn't. I might come for New Edition and then I'll be like, well, I'll meet you hoes back at the Airbnb
Right.
or whatever the fuck.
Well,
'cause-
you've been to at least 3 of his headline show, and it's just like, yes, you have a good show, but not like New Edition. Don't compare yourself to that.
I will forever in my heart be thankful to Keith for the last concert before this one when he brought out Teddy.
Yes,
I didn't
as
know
a
Teddy was
surprise,
coming. He
that was
came-
awesome.
Oh, that is awesome.
We didn't know. He was like, I was going to bring somebody out. And, Teddy was on stage for so long, and
Was
we were
he?
and then we were in the front row. That's
I
one
thought
of my
Andy was going to jump out of her skin. It was just
really?
like, yeah, it was like just the absolute joy that just radiated from her whole being.
Oh, that makes me smile big.
So Keith will have a special place in my heart for that. So, and they've had a really long relationship, and
of
friendship.
course.
So it's like, I kind of expect one with the other now. So
Oh yeah, of course. But it makes sense because that whole group, you know what I'm saying? And I love that they're doing these concerts with these nostalgia concerts with these groups of people who all did New Jack and who all might have been R&B Money or all of the set and the other. And so I love it because they all came out at around the same time.
Right.
And we all heard them on the top 40
Yes.
at around
Yes.
the same time. So it's good to basically, for me though, I like that you're getting I'm saying a relatively cheap ticket. Those tickets, how much were those tickets?
I
don't want to know.
Yeah, I don't
even
either.
want to know.
I know they weren't horrible because I was absolutely gonna give her back the money, but they weren't horrible. But I like that they are giving us these experiences with these people that we are very familiar with and that we really like and that have hits that still that still resonate today.
Yeah.
What do you do the moment you hear Rump Shaker? The first fucking thing you do
Is try to shake my
jump
little
the
bit of
fuck
rump
up
that's left.
Break
and
your hip.
bend over and put that ass in the air and get to moving it around. Right? That
Break your
is what
hip.
you do. You know what I'm saying? All we want to do is run my zoom, zoom, zoom in your boom, boom.
If you could never enunciate like that, that would be awesome. That I feel like I need a shower.
Check
now.
baby, check baby 1. Check baby 1 2. Okay? Whenever you hear that shit, immediately you know some shit is getting ready to go the fuck off.
Absolutely.
I couldn't even help it. It was in my DNA. I just start.
Thank you.
Ooh, my hips.
What's the other? I'm trying to think of another one.
Poison.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Bump, 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 bump.
Right.
What's
Made
the
me
first
think
thing
I
you
could
do?
jump.
Thank you, girl. I must. Everybody jumps up.
Yeah.
Right.
Isn't it cool? I mean, we haven't talked about New Edition yet, but that was the last song for New Edition.
It was.
That's really cool that they ended with that.
I think so too, and I hate it again that they didn't do it long. They gave us about a smooth 30 seconds to a minute of that song, and I was like, no, they did the whole thing, but they did it quickly.
They did.
They did it darn near in double time because they were like, we running out of time.
Yeah, they didn't need to
Keith
give.
Sweat didn't want to be an opening act.
Exactly.
Well, Johnny didn't need to do one of the songs. They could have adjusted some of that.
Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about New Edition because that's the one I can like really get conversation about.
They came out. They announced to everybody that Bobby wasn't going to be there, and you heard some boos and people getting upset. And when the guy was explaining, that Bobby was ill, and that, you know, that's what the group is about. When one is down, the rest of them pick them up.
Right.
And I saw on TikTok that some people recorded that part, and I was like, I was disappointed in how many people were just like, and upset. Like, y'all don't think about other people.
You're right.
No,
Do you
they
think that
don't.
they're not human? These are human beings that we're talking about here.
Right.
So, you know, granted, they have been a part of your life for a very long time, but they don't know you, and they shit and dookie and all of that stuff. So therefore, they are human.
If you
That's
don't
what they
stop
do.
humanizing these people,
But they do. But that's it. Because you don't think of Bobby Brown sitting on the motherfucking toilet
and I
taking
don't
his
want
shit.
to. So if you can stop that,
You're sitting there pushing prerogative.
Exactly. You don't think of him getting, you know, barbecue sauce on, you know, his shirt. You don't think of him, you know, stubbing his toe or whatever the fuck. But
Right.
these niggas are real people. They do these things.
You remember that he sells barbecue sauce, right?
No, I did not
Does
know
he
that
really?
at all.
Yeah, so they were showing different jobs or different businesses that each one has, and one of the ads that popped up while we were sitting there was Bobby Brown's like barbecue sauce or something.
I did not
Holy
know
shit.
that.
Yeah.
let me get
Yeah,
on
no, now we're Googling shit.
You're getting ready to hear some typing, folks. 'Cause I needs me some Bobby Brown
No,
barbecue sauce.
I'm not gonna get no barbecue sauce. But what I am gonna do is find out what other businesses, because I know Mike is got his fingers in everything. And he's got a
Yes.
documentary getting ready to come out showing us probably what all of his bitch. Oh, I thought it said boom boom sauce. I thought it did. I ain't got no glasses on.
There it is.
Bobby Brown barbecue
barbecue.
sauds.
Foods. Apparently, he's got more.
Oh, you got
than-
more than, where my glasses at?
Y'all.
God damn it, I'm blind.
Okay, so next, if not the next episode, but an episode coming up, I'm getting this.
Okay,
And
the
we gonna
cookout
taste.
kit.
We
Okay.
gonna taste some.
The Bobby Brown cookout kit.
Yeah. I'm not getting a cookout kit. I'm just gonna get
Some barbecue sauce.
Just some barbecue sauce.
We'll get some wings.
I'm not getting. Although the cookout kit does have his picture on it.
It does.
I kind of like that. I feel like I need that in my kitchen.
And don't even use it. Don't even just have
right.
it. Just have the picture.
I just want to have it. I'll buy its own display cabinet.
There you go.
So that I could just put that.
Oh, I love
I
that.
do too.
I love that. They showed the different, and I wasn't paying attention because I was just ready for the concert to start. But yeah, they showed Bobby's barbecue sauce, and I can't remember. But like you said, Mike has his show coming up.
Yeah, because he's got the documentary coming up, because his fingers are in a lot of things,
So
and a lot of
I love
acts, a
his
lot
swag.
of music.
That's what I love about
I do
Yes.
too.
Just do.
I do too.
Yeah.
You know, we talk about, like, you know, who's the cuter one and all this, that, and the other, but really, truly, like, a good portion of that cuteness is your swag.
Absolutely.
Right,
You
and
know
they
what I
all
mean?
have something, you know.
And because Mike, I smacked again. That is wild to me. Because Mike has been in this for so long, and I wonder what it was that kind of made him say, you know what, I think I want to do the business end of this piece.
I think
and
they covered that in the
In the
new
movie.
edition- in the
Did they
new
really?
edition. Mhm.
Now I'm gonna have to go back and watch the new edition movie.
And I
again.
think it was all about really just generational wealth kind of thing. Like he knew that
He
there
wanted
to
do
keep the
more.
party going.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And I think it was also about to do with like being able to own your own music and stuff like that, because, you know, there was all that kind of drama back then about people not being able to have the
yes,
rights to their music and
particularly
stuff.
New Edition in them,
They got taken
because they
advantage
got
of.
taken advantage of, just like TLC
time.
did.
Yep.
All kinds of other artists at around that
Right.
time. And I did it again. The white boys, not NSYNC, but the other ones,
Backstreet
Boys. Yes, how they had been taking advantage of it, like how all of these bands, these boy bands in particular, and Maury Starr and all of those people who did and managed these groups were out here fucking these people left and
taking
right,
advantage of them.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So,
So that might have been what I think part of what drove Mike. It was covered in the movie though. So yeah, that's one I can watch over and over again.
yeah,
So.
I'm gonna definitely have to do that. And so they came and they did. I like the fact that they did end with the song, and they did the whole song, and we knew all of the words. All of us were just, you know, singing every word. I even what was cool is that they started off with their first album. They started off
Yep.
with the Candy Girl album. So they did like some of their little, and again, because I was overseas, I didn't know what the hits were. I knew what Candy Girl was.
The first song they did was "Crucial Loving."
crucial loving.
And then I started drinking, and so
crucial.
I was gonna try to keep track of the set list, but then I started drinking, and that went out the window.
I appreciated that because then it made me realize, oh shit, these are songs that I hadn't heard in like forever because
Right.
I haven't, even though I'll go through Amazon and I'll put on like maybe a new edition playlist, it won't play things like Crucial. It won't play things like even Candy Girl even because
Right.
they weren't as big, I guess, a hit as maybe
Can You Stand the Rain?
Can You Stand the
Exactly.
Rain or BBD and all of that other type of stuff. So I really appreciated that they went back and they went through each of the albums and sang songs off of each, and I knew every
Yes.
single fucking word to every
Yes.
single
I was like,
album.
oh my God, I just love
And it was
them.
like, even if I haven't sang the song in 20 years,
Right.
I knew the words. It was like riding a bicycle.
Yeah.
I was like, man,
Them lyrics just came flying back.
they did.
And we don't remember where we parked, but God damn it, we knew those
And their
lyrics.
dance moves, it was just, I felt myself like when they were doing different things that were just from back in the day, watch them just redo these moves and just like when they, especially during like Bobby Brown's song, because they did Bobby's song because Bobby wasn't there. I think Johnny did one, and I think someone did another one.
Yeah, Johnny.
I love Johnny.
Let me
just
don't
do.
get it twisted. When Johnny joined New Edition, and I heard his voice initially, I was like, "Whoa!" That to me, he really elevated the group.
Yeah.
He made the group
Right.
a little bit more mature.
Because he had that deep,
And he had
deep
that
voice.
deep, strong voice, much stronger than the rest of the guys.
Yep.
Okay, let's not act brand new.
Right.
They know it, we know it, everybody knows it. Okay,
Right.
and what's rather fortunate is that they had leaned into it, they accepted it, and
Absolutely.
I'm sure that at the beginning, when Johnny initially joined the group, they were like, "The fuck," but
Yes.
they made it work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Did you go buy that sauce?
Girl,
Oh, you got it in
for
the shopping cart.
The shipping damn near as much as the sauce.
No.
I can't do
Let's-
$15 shipping. I can't.
Oh no! Let me see. You see if the Zonian has it. The
Amazon.
Zonian. I wasn't trying to get. I'm not trying to say their fucking name
Gotcha.
because they're not paying us nothing to say their names. Fuck you, Bezos.
No, but seriously, fuck you, baby.
So, where was I?
We were talking about Johnny singing Bobby.
Yes, so when
which
Jo-
that's huge because he took Bobby's place
In
basically.
essence, yes.
So
And-
for him to
and-
perform Bobby's songs was actually
It was sweet. I
Yes.
really thought
Right.
it was sweet. I really appreciated that. And
Yeah.
I was like, I'm glad that y'all were able to like reconcile that whole situation
it.
because I knew it was uncomfortable for them because that was a weird time. But
Right.
Bobby was out here doing things. He had a life. He was
was
trying to
wildin'.
get it
He was
together.
wildin'.
But because I believe that their roots are what basically kind of was like, yo, we're in this and we're in this together. We're going through all of this and I just love the fact that they did to a degree, or it seems to be that they did reconcile all of that.
Right.
Right.
And are is able to pull it together now to come and perform for us who saw that and lived through that with you and went through all that
Right.
bullshit
I feel
with
like
you.
they really are like a family.
Oh,
I
they
agree.
have to be. They have to be.
And I think their movie was probably really healing for them because
think
there
so,
were so
too.
many truths that they had to address
Right.
for them to agree with how this is going to play out, all the different perspectives. So I think that was really cathartic for them
Yeah,
too.
I'm definitely gonna have to go back and watch that movie again though. One of the things that I've always loved about Johnny, he has had a fantastic voice, always the more mature voice. You could tell that he grew up in the church and has been singing his whole life. But sir, I'm gonna need you to start cutting that shit down to maybe just 2 or 3 minutes because yes, you can riff all day long. Thank you so much. I appreciate your vocal acrobats and all that other shit. But after a minute, I was like, can you get off the stage, please?
Listen, let me tell you, he actually did cut it down because we've seen it, the one where he took us to church and we were like, oh my God.
Now, unless was
No
he
one
like,
is asking for this.
oh, was he like singing hymns and shit?
Girl,
No, I don't like that.
Yes.
He
Oh,
took it. It was God.
He was
it-
like damn near preaching.
Oh
Yeah.
no, I don't like that.
Yeah, and on top of doing all the riffs, it was insane.
especially when he's got baby making
Charlie
music.
Wilson did the same thing.
Yes, but especially when you make baby making music, and then you do that. It's
then you're like, you are causing my hormones to sucking all that juice right back up. I need it to function. I was going to try to anywho. I was about to go too far with it.
I can't see that happening. What? That doesn't sound like something you do.
Ralph did 2 songs, right?
Yeah, because he did. Yes, he did. He did 2 solo songs. He did Sensitivity, which y'all hate so much, and then he did another one with the dancers,
right?
And I wasn't wholly familiar with that song.
I don't,
and I feel like it was off of his second album, and I wasn't a fan of that second album. So it was what it was.
Yeah. But he did, all the lead singing for New Edition. So he had that for years. Well, yeah, most of it.
Yeah,
he had that for.
I guess it was all of it, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Until Ricky and Bobby did some too, but it was mostly Ralph.
Yeah, but it was mostly Ralph because Ricky and Bobby weren't really the singers per se. You know what I mean?
I think it was Bobby on Telephone Man, right?
Yeah,
that did most of Mr. Telephone Man
singing it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Huh.
Yeah.
And then they bring Ricky in every now and then.
Yeah, he does a lot of the riffs and stuff like that.
Yeah,
too.
Okay, probably, likely. I don't remember. They were kids, but nonetheless, because
we were kids.
Yeah, all of it. Right, exactly. Because I'm trying to think. I'm like, but mind you, I don't think I could tell their voices apart back then because puberty hadn't hit.
No, the only reason I only just learned that was Bobby.
Oh, really?
And that was due to the movie. Because they were all had the high voices. So far as I was concerned, it was all Ralph.
Yeah. Oh. Sorry, guys. We do love you for real, but now we keep learning more about you every day.
If we had the internet back then, it would be a totally different vibe.
Oh my God, I'm glad we didn't have the internet back then. To
I'm
be
glad
honest with you.
But because we would know, who sings this and who sings that and all that kind of stuff.
Yes, okay. For information purposes, yes, it would have been fantastic. But the fact that half the shit that I have going on in my life.
Well, we don't like the fun of the telephone game where it's like, I heard.
Right. My God.
That Bobby.
And that was a very real thing. Like the innuendo and the rumors and all of that stuff and how Reputation was so, it still is because I deal with that on a regular basis when it comes to my job.
Right. Yeah, it was truth, but yes, I get that.
It's the truth. Yeah. It is the truth.
Ricky did really great, and I loved hearing him. But Ralph had a lot of the songs. It was obvious, and even little things like watching them dance and watching their hats and how they all had them on unique ways. But Ralph always had his at a slant with a little bend in it,
all the way to the side, honey, covering up that whole
like
ear.
Somebody daddy uncle.
Thank you. He looked like he should have a Newport hanging out of his mouth.
Sure as hell do. I was like, is he from Louisiana?
Talk about what you know about that there, right?
Oh my God, absolutely.
I bet you can't shuck and jive like this. Look at that here. You see what the kids know about this.
Let me show you how we used to do it.
And what I will say is that Keith made a comment that he sounds just like his records. And New Edition, he did, but New Edition also sounded great. Even when it wasn't hugely noticeable, and I don't know, that's kind of sad when it wasn't Bobby singing My Prerogative. It wasn't, because they did their best to perform the dances like he did and all that kind of stuff, so it didn't take me out of it. They sounded good.
Right. They did.
Can I just say though, Miss Toni over here, when Keith said that I sound just like my records, why did she say out loud louder than normal? It's like, yeah, shitty. And I was like, okay, this is how this is gonna go.
I did not hear that. I did not hear that,
ma'am. You can't give him no breaks.
No breaks. None. Not now one.
Now I laugh and I'm like, oh, you're being so hard on him. But some of the first couple of concerts that Angela went to for him, I would sit there and talk a little bit of shit. Because
he's not the greatest singer. We know that.
Well, and he came out once, and I know I had made a comment to you, and he came out once, and he's like, I know y'all be talking about my looks and how I'm ugly and shit. And I'm like, oh, wait, did he hear what I said?
I know.
You're like, nigga, what? Huh? Me?
I mean, we were like in one of the first 3 rows, so I was
Right.
like, "Oh shit!" Like looking around, like
Well, it was kind of jarring because
Come for me, Keith. I don't
you're
give a fuck.
hoping that when you see them in person that you can kind of see the cute there, maybe.
No, didn't come. Not even a little bit.
I'm extremely generous, and I tried. I looked every which way from every angle, and I was just like, I just can't. I can't.
Honestly, if he has any
Get it.
children, it's because it's the voice. It's only
absolutely.
the voice. And even still, I hate the voice. So it's like you doubly ugly. You're ugly in your voice and you're ugly in your face. I don't understand how it is that you are getting any pussy in this life.
his physique looks good. Now,
You can't see it. Did he didn't take his shirt off?
Well, it's not like he's
That's not. He's never been.
No,
that
he's
kind
not
of,
a fat guy.
no. So I'm trying to find the good things here.
Yeah, I know.
And
Again,
and
the
I like
heart-
the way he dresses.
Look at
I
the
do
heart
like
of
the way he
group.
dresses.
Oh yes,
Now, when
this-
he had that
yes.
trench coat on with the hat
That was
on, or whatever, I
smooth.
was like,
That
all
was
right,
a nice
all right,
little
I see you.
outfit. That was. I give it to him. He had a nice little outfit on.
And I have to agree that, when he was like trying to pay homage to like when they were LSG, I wish that Johnny would have come out with
I
for that.
really do. I was
don't know why
hoping.
that was a missed opportunity.
I think so too.
Because that would have been such a great.
Oh, Levert. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. And I for a hot second, I thought, bitch, I know Levert's not getting ready to come out here, but which Levert would it be?
I think the one that's still alive. That would be Daddy Levert.
Say, I'm like, maybe, just to kind of keep the Levert name in there. But
Right.
even still, I was like, are we about to get some LSG? Okay, let's do it then.
I thought we were at least going to get some LG.
Right.
Wait, no. So SG.
SG. There you go.
SG.
Right.
Yeah, I really think I agree. That was a missed opportunity because it would have been great for them both to pay homage.
Yeah, but
to-
all they did was acknowledge it and move the fuck on. I said, okay, well, that's what you do.
Y'all, I'm still getting used to not having top G, so my S's are sounding.
It
and it's
really doesn't
fucking me
sound
up.
bad. I promise you it doesn't. And then I'm getting ready to do like an equalization on here, or equalization. Yeah, I did it. I said it right. To what? Because I'm talking shop.
No.
What?
No,
I'm just
just
listening.
because you sounded it out, it was
Yeah.
great. We do that too.
What?
I'm not the only one that'll say a word and I was like, wait, was that equal? Yeah, I said it right.
Yeah, it was because I was looking at the spelling in my head and I was like, is that it? Yeah, that's it. But yeah, no, I got to take off the pops because we've been all up this motherfucker. Boy, my bad. Yeah.
I don't even know why I did that.
I don't know if you shared it. I don't see a lot of the stuff from our TikToks and whatnot. But the girl that was sitting behind me that put her foot up on
I
the
haven't
seat,
shared it yet.
yeah, I was just like, y'all need some better home training. And you could
Yes.
tell she didn't want to be there at all.
Yeah, she had to have been like a teenager.
Yeah, and I
those
was,
were expensive seats. Those were good seats.
and that was my thought as well. She was on her phone darn near the whole time. She wasn't understanding why it is that we would jump the fuck up and get to dance. And I'm like, bitch, this is why you don't belong here. This is why this is not your space. This is why you need
Your
to
mama
go
should have left you at home.
She should have, and I understand that your mama is a friend. Well, you know what? Now I have to take her name out because we're talking about her friend.
Yeah. Yeah. Remember, I said it too, so you got to take it out twice.
That is funny to me, but yeah. So I was like, oh, this is why this is for us. This is FUBU,
Right? And you got your feet all up on the chair in front of you.
See, and that was one of those moments where I'm like, am I being overly sensitive? So that's why I
No.
looked over at Angie and I'm like, look.
No, because when I took somebody to the movies yesterday, number one, when I walked up, this woman's feet were on my actual chair, were on the back of my actual chair. So I walked up and she saw me coming and she smiled and moved her feet. And I was like the look I gave her was like, bitch, what are you, why would you do that in public?
Right.
Why would you put your feet up on
Right.
somebody's seat in public? That's gross.
Why would you not assume someone else is going to sit there?
Thank you. Or not even that. I mean, it's just like don't put your feet up on fucking furniture in public. Don't do that unless you've been invited to do so. But now a different thing is like a rail or something like that.
Yes.
I'll put my feet up on a rail because it's like that's not normally where someone would sit.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Or where they would have contact with their skin or their hair or their body body or
Right,
something like that.
There's not a chance usually that you're going to kick someone in the head.
Exactly.
If you put your feet up on a rail.
So the guy behind me, who was end up being with that woman, he puts his feet up on the rail, which was next to my seat. So I'm doing this, and I put my popcorn here, and then I look over, and his feet are like right there, and I'm like, and then I turned and looked at him and gave him the horrible side eye. It wasn't a side eye, but it was more of a who the fuck, and then I literally looked at him like, oh. Of course. But mind you, within like
You're
a minute,
male marauder.
within a minute, those feet came down. I said, yes, your mama did teach you a little something. But yeah, I took those feet right down. But I'm like, what? Don't be putting your feet up on furniture in the public. Don't do that shit. That's wild.
And there's someone like a seat over from you. That's just
I was like,
was
why do
poor
I
home
want to have
training.
your feet right there
Next
by
to my
face?
head.
right.
Bitch. Well, anyway, I'm saying bitch. She's not a bitch. I don't know who that child is, but nonetheless, don't be putting
Somebody
your feet
should
up on
have taught her.
Yeah,
but
she's a
what this
bitch.
this
She is a bitch.
this is us telling you, don't put your feet up in the in
Right.
public. Don't put your feet up. Planes. When people do that shit on planes, I want to literally chop their feet off.
I wish somebody would stick their feet on my arm.
Man,
I will air this bitch out. Shit. I already hate airplanes and I hate
I have
airports.
seen those
Shit.
videos. Now, what I've seen is video. Here's where I've been. I've been sitting in a seat and I look down to my left on the floor. There's somebody's feet out, which number one, I'm like, gross. Your feet are out and you're putting them on this filthy floor. This floor has never been cleaned since the day they made this plane. So you are horrible, gross, gross. I hope you get rabies on your feet, whatever the fuck. So that's you.
Only
all
on
you.
the soles of your feet. It's gonna suck for you.
And it's gonna itch like the dickens. But if you put that shit on my armrest, you are gonna get your foot cut.
We're gonna be like Mike Tyson up this motherfucker.
Yeah, no, not even Mike Tyson, because I'm about to stab your feet. I'm going to stab your feet. I'm gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna take this earring out, find something on my
Right.
persons
All
to
the
get
ink
stabby.
pens.
Thank you. And what the fuck is you doing? You're putting your feet up this
Bet
motherfucker.
you won't put your feet up nowhere
I
else.
bet you never will again. Never will
Your
again.
ass will be terrified of airplanes.
I was on a plane once and my feet were stabbed. That's what you get. No, you need to tell the whole story because your feet were on my armrest.
Did nobody come to your seat and
Thank
go down
you.
on the floor
No
and stab
jury
your
in the
feet?
world will convict me for taking your motherfucking feet out. You'll hobble off that motherfucker. I tell you what, you won't walk. You will hobble. Drag yourself like fucking like an army man off that bitch because you can't use your feet.
The military crawl. Feet just dragging behind them like you got polio or some
A
shit.
trail of blood is following behind you like you're dragging a dead body up this motherfucker. Because I'm taking those feet the entire fuck out. Okay? Don't put them shits on my armrest, bitch. You won't. You'll draw back a nub. Okay?
And the sheer shock that they have, like they don't understand why you're offended by this stuff. Like they're just like, what? I didn't do anything.
My feet are clean. Bitch, no, they're not. I already know they're not because I can see the brown taper around the outside of I can see your instep is the only place that's clean on your foot. Everything else is filthy. It looks like you stepped on a stamp pad and then you want to turn around and put your shit up on this motherfucker next to my face. Bitch, we're not doing that in 2023. It's COVID. We had
Even
this.
if we don't see all that, I'm not taking your word for the fact that your feet are clean. I don't know you. I don't know where your
because you
feet been.
niggas don't wash. You don't wash like you supposed to.
I'm not gonna lie. Y'all don't wash y'all feet.
You wash your hair, and you think that because the soapy water runs down the rest of you, that's washing. It's not. It's not. Your feet are disgusting. You have not washed those feet since literally the day you were born. Your mama washed your feet. The last time that your feet were washed is because your mama washed them for you.
You actually have to take a washcloth or a poof or something.
Thank you.
And rub
and
it on them
lift
bitches.
those motherfuckers up off the ground one at a time. Don't
Right.
do it twice. Don't do it at the same time, you idiot. But do it, lift one up, and then go ahead and take your little poofy thing. Put the soap on the poofy
Right.
thing, and then hold your foot up, and then rub it on your foot.
Rub it between
On the
them
back.
toes.
Look at, get it between those toes because there's fur and white shit in there. It looks like smegma, but it's athlete's foot is what they call it. That's why your shit be burning and itching like that. You need to go get some, quarter something tin in, whatever the fuck you need to put on your feet.
You
The
need some
point
tough
being-
acting to nectin.
That's what it is. You need some tough acting to nectin. And so put that on there, wash it, and rub it, and rub it, and rub it,
and make sure you rinse that
until the
well.
water runs clear.
Right.
And then you take and put more soap on it and lift that foot up and then do it again. Do it again till the water run clear. And then, for good measure, open up them butt cheeks. Let the water run through. Because we already know that because you're a male, there's probably not no water running in between them butt
Not
cheeks.
a whole lot. Not a whole, just whatever happens to
Just
get
let
down
the
there.
sunshine hit it just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Get yourself a dedicated towel. And just,
Thank you.
kind of
You
get in there.
just-
And then wash that towel.
Yeah,
Please.
Okay.
At some point,
let
you
me
don't have
stop
to
acting
wash it
brand new.
every-
I have got to wash my towels. Like I be dirty.
You be cleaning all hard.
I mean-
So it's like you supposed to leave at least the top layer of skin. on.
I'll be dirty. I'll be like, yeah, I'm bad about that. I'm horrible. Using the same towel for 3 weeks. Yeah, I'm the worst. I'm
Well,
the very worst.
it's not like we're not washing it out afterwards because
Let me not go into this hygiene thing.
Yeah,
What
that's
I'm not
another
about to
episode.
do is have to battle you niggas in the comments for the shit that you about to say about me.
Right,
Just
right.
just know that E. coli is not. I've never been sick from E. coli as far as I know. And look, what else? Whatever it is that you're going to say about somebody who uses the same rag to wash their face and their ass. So anywho.
So you are not functified.
no, she's
ever.
the furthest for.
Was to say
It might
ever.
actually be a problem.
to
It's
say,
like you don't have to
I
shower
open up
that
and,
much.
I open up and let the water run through just for giggles. Be like, oh, it feels good.
It's like, oh, it's Tuesday. Look what I get to do.
Ooh, that's warm and refreshing. I have a refreshing and I've been told I have a top quality asshole. So let
That's
me
true.
not try to act brand new about that. My asshole is clean. Thank you very much.
You should, man, I want to give you a sticker for that.
You know
gold
what?
star.
I got flowers for it instead.
Okay.
We'll have to make some. My asshole is clean. stickers. And we can just handle the thing. There you go.
What's it say? Let me look. Let me check. Let me see. I can't give you the sticker until I check and see.
Or
If you
someone
have
will check.
skid
I'm not
marks,
doing it.
if you have skid marks, I can't give you this sticker.
No, we can't. So no men would get them. Okay. So anyway, this has been our time, guys. Angela, where can they find us?
You guys can find us at multiplegaboons.com. If you want our social media, there's a link there that says find us on social media, and it'll link to our link tree that'll have it all there. And we have a new email address.
We do.
For listeners, and it is mgwlistener@gmail.com. And we do want to hear from you, really do.
We do. We want you to like, subscribe, and what's the other one?
Follow,
comment, like, subscribe, follow, all
rate.
of that shit. They told us to tell you that, so
Yeah.
please do it.
That's our call to action. We're calling you to action. Do some action.
No, I mean either there is a call to action, but it's not liking and following and subscribing. It's getting out there to vote and get these people in Tennessee up out of there.
Can it be both?
I mean, I'm just saying there's that, but then, I have to
No.
get political with that shit. When you say call to action, immediately I think of going to war. But that's another
Tennessee is
story.
tripping, but yeah.
But anywho,
If y'all know what we're talking about, look it up. It'll piss you off.
you'll know.
And
We'll
you're
probably
welcome.
talk about it on the next episode in the next 10 minutes or so. So anyway, that's been our time, guys. You guys have a great day. This has been Multiple Gab Wounds. I'm Tony.
I'm Angie.
I'm Andy.
And we out!
We out.